So look, if you've been watching investment videos but still haven't made your first investment, this video is for you, right? No hype, no shortcuts, no get rich quick talk. We're not going to do that. But by the end of this video, you should understand enough to make your first investment with confidence, even if it's small. That's right, $100, $20, whatever it is, right? This is for educational purposes. I'm not a financial advisor. And please, always, always, always do your own research, and let's get into it. So I got about 9 or 10 points I'm going to go over in this video. One of the points, we're going to do a screen record and walk you through making your first investment in a Robinhood account. So make sure you stay to the end of the video. Now, number one, why should you be invested, right? Most people think investing is optional. I'm here to tell you that it's not. Investing is mandatory in these days and times, right? Here's the real issue, though. Money sitting still loses power over time. So let me explain inflation simply. If prices go up 3 to 4% a year and your money earns almost nothing, you're quietly falling behind, because saving your money is really for the short term, while investing grows your money for the long term. Investing isn't about getting rich quick. It's about understanding where you are today and where you want to be in the near future. So I wanted to give you a visual for this second point, how your money grows when you invest. This is the most important concept in investing, and it's called compound interest. Compound interest means you don't just earn money on your original investment, you earn money on your gains also. Your money starts working for you, then your money starts working for you. And I'm explaining what I mean. I'm give you a simple example. $1,000 invested in the stock market only. Just $1,000. If you invested just $1,000 at 8% on average, what the stock market usually returns. So, year one, you put in $1,000 only and let it sit, let it grow. By the end of that year, you will have $1,080. Year two, you will start with your $1,080. By the end of year two, you will have $1,166. Year three, you will have $1,259 by the end of year three. Now, did you notice anything? I'm sure you did. You didn't have to add any more money, but the growth increased, and that's because of compound interest. And again, that's just putting $1,000 in the stock market and letting it sit and never contributing to it ever again. But me and everybody else, what you want to do to get maximum gains, you want to constantly contribute to it. Whether you're doing it daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, every other month, whatever you can contribute to the investing in the stock market as much as you want, as little as you want, as often as you want. But for fun, real quick, let's do this. Let's see what happens after 10 years. You will have $2,159. After 20 years, you would have $4,661. And after 30, you would have 10,063, right? That's the same $1,000, right? And time did all the heavy lifting. Compound interest rewards patience, not genius. So now the question is, what should you invest in as a beginner? This is where most beginners usually mess up. I've messed up like this before. They try to pick individual stocks right away without really understanding how to pick individual stocks, right? Individual stocks equals higher risk. One bad pick can hurt your confidence. It'll get you out the game. You won't want to invest anymore, right? Beginners don't need complexity. Instead, beginners should start by owning many companies at once. And the way you do that is through index funds and ETFs. So point 4, an index fund is very similar to an ETF. Pretty much they one and the same. So let's just talk about ETFs so no one's confused, right? When you buy an ETF, you automatically own small pieces of many companies that the ETF holds. That's why ETFs are popular for beginners. Not only beginners, I still buy ETFs myself because you're spreading your risk over multiple companies instead of just one specific company, right? One of the most popular ETFs is Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. The ticker symbol is VOO. When you buy VOO, you're not buying one company. You're buying pieces of about 500 of the largest U.S. companies. Those companies include Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon, for instance, all at once, right? Why beginners like ETFs and why I like ETFs for beginners. You get instant diversification. You lower your risk rather than picking just one stock, right? You got multiple inside this one ETF. And they're easy to buy and sell just like regular stocks. And I'll show you what the ETFs look like. Maybe that'll be something that we'll buy tonight when I walk you through how to buy on Robinhood's platform. If you're new to investing, ETFs, right? I want you to get into this and get focused, right? I want you just to start and start simply. Don't try to make it more complicated than what it is. Just be consistent and let the time do the work. You don't need to try to figure out how to pick winners when you got things like ETFs. You just need to stay consistent and stay invested. So point 5, when is the best time to start investing? People always ask me that. Should I wait for the perfect time? And I'm going to be honest with you. There is no perfect time. The best time to start was yesterday, and the second best time is today, right now. No more waiting, not trying to time anything. You just have to get started. I'm going to tell you something. Waiting usually costs more than starting imperfectly. So please remember, let's just get started. When I walk you through the process tonight, I want you to start your Robinhood account, right? And I want you to start with whatever you can, $5, $10. I want you to start tonight watching this video. Pause it, step by step, check it out, and get invested tonight, right? And leave a comment the minute you done making your first initial investment. Point 6, how much money should I start with? And we just went over that, right? You do not need a lot of money at all. That's why we're going to invest in Robinhood, because Robinhood allows you to do fractional shares, right? So if a stock is $100, you don't have to spend 100. You can put 25. You can put 50. If a stock is $200, you don't have to spend 200. You can put 100, right? What matters is just getting started. That's it. A small amount invested consistently beats a large amount invested randomly. Trust me, right? We just got to get busy, just got to get started. The habit matters way more than the amount. And I chose Robinhood, and I'm going to have the link below for Robinhood if you need to set up your account, because I don't use Robinhood that much anymore. I did a lot when I was beginning investing. I use E-Trade now, but E-Trade doesn't allow you to buy fractional shares, meaning exactly what I just said. So once upon a time, overall, you had to buy the whole stock. So if the stock was $200, $300, $500, you had to purchase the whole thing. My E-Trade account, you only can buy the whole share. That's why I'm not going to show you E-Trade. I'm going to show you Robinhood, which is way more flexible, easy to use. I still got a few dollars in there. If not, I'll just put something in there just to show you, right? It's easy to maneuver around. And again, you can buy fractional shares. You can put $1 on it if you want to put $1. I mean, that ain't going to move the needle much, but if that's what you wanted to do, you can. You know, again, if it's $200, $250, if Apple costs $250 or the ETF costs $250, you can put $5, you can put 10, you can put 15, you can put 50, you can put 100, you can put 20, right? You just got to get started and get invested. All right, so real quick, now that we in Robinhood, and again, if you need Robinhood, right, you can go to the link in my bio and get you a Robinhood account. All you need is an email address and create yourself a password. Everything is free to do, right? So one thing I like about Robinhood is that it's beginner friendly, because you can buy fractional shares in Robinhood. And what I mean by that is, if a stock costs $100 or $200, you don't have to spend $200 to get the stock. You can put $5 towards it, $10, $50, $1, whatever you want. And you can continue to do that until you buy the whole share. So when you put $5 towards any share that's more than $5, you're buying a fractional piece of that stock. Now, I don't use Robinhood as often anymore. I still like to maneuver around on it, do some research and things of that nature, because it got a lot of tools on here, right? But I use E-Trade, but in E-Trade, you cannot buy fractional shares. So I didn't want to show you guys that. This is more beginner friendly, easy to maneuver. I'm going to keep it simple because I get into more detail in my course that I'm creating. But by the end of this video, you should be able to make your first investment. So this is the front-facing screen. We're in the investment section. Up the top, you see you got your search bar. That's where you search for your stocks and ETFs. To the right of that, you got a rewards tab, investing tab, which we're in now, crypto, retirement, notifications, and account tab. And we'll talk about the account tab in a minute. Along the side, you got stocks and ETFs that you invested in this account, and you got a watch list for stocks and ETFs that you want to watch, keep a check on, right? That's where all that stuff will pop up at. But under individual shows the amount of money that is invested inside of this Robinhood account. And again, I'm transferring my money out of this account because I'm using E-Trade now, because I got a lot more going on now. But this is still good to start right here, right? So when you see buying power, it says 0. So we don't have any money invested inside of here yet. that we can use, right? And that's because I tried to do this video 2 or 3 times already, and it just keep freezing up. But I digress. So all I would have to do is deposit funds, because I have my bank account or my debit card connected, right? So let's go over here to account, and I'm gonna show you how you connect your debit card. So when you click on account up in the right hand corner, you want to go to transfers. And in transfers, this is where you add your debit cards or your credit card you linked in your account. This is how you fund your Robinhood account so you can start investing. This is also the way you would withdraw money from Robinhood and put it back into your bank account when you're ready to do those things. So account and transfers is all you. This where you will operate. All your money will operate far as going into the account and coming out of the account. So you need to fund your account, right, and get your linked account verified, and it'll teach you step by step how to do those things. Next, I'm going to show you about pulling up stocks and ETFs, and we're just going to go through maybe 2 of them, and I'm going to show you what you need to do to invest. Okay, to find any stock or ETF that you want to invest in, you just go to the search bar. You can write in the whole company's name, and as you can see, Apple pops up and it shows the ticker, which is, remember I said, the stock's nickname or ETF nickname, AAPL. So let's go to Apple just to check it out. So now we're here on Apple's page, right? So Apple right now is $256.14, 15 cents, 11 cents. All day, this is what stocks do. It goes up and down because somebody's selling and buying, right? People are selling and buying all day. So it goes up, it goes down. This is why you need to be invested. But I digress. We're going to keep this simple. To the right, this is simply how you order, right? You can buy or you can sell Apple if you had shares already. But we're talking about buying. So you would be under buy. Order type would be market, buy order, buy in dollars. You would put the dollar amount. You would review the order, and then you would purchase. And it just would be that simple. But I don't want you to, I really don't want you to buy individual stocks. Definitely if you're new. I'm not a financial advisor, but this is for educational purposes only, right? I would suggest buying ETFs. But let's just check this out. Right down here, it tells you about the company. So whatever stock you pick, whatever ETF, you can scroll to the About section, and it tells you about. And we know Apple has Apple Care, iCloud, Apple TV, iPad, iPhone, right? Tell you how many employees, tell you when it was founded, the CEO, Tim Cook, right? Any news on it. So it's a lot of information inside. So I want you just to scroll through, play around, check it out. Don't rush anything. Now, we talk about ETFs. It said VOO, not 2. Wait a second. So let's check out VOO, Vanguard S&P 500 ETF. This is what I would suggest. If you were beginning, this is what I would suggest. ETFs, not necessarily this specific ETF, any ETF that you feel comfortable with purchasing. Always do your research, please. Always do your research. But here is Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, which is a pretty good ETF, I would say. Right now, it costs $635.19, and it's going up and down, right? But this is why I like ETFs. Let's scroll. So as you can see, it holds 519 companies, right, inside of this ETF. So as we just looked at Apple, Apple is just by itself. It's single. It's just one. It's just Apple. You're just buying Apple stock. Whereas when you buy ETFs, you're buying a basket of companies all in one. So this is the sectors that's inside of this ETF. It got technology companies, communication services, healthcare, financial services, energy, real estate, utilities. All of these sectors are inside of this ETF. And as you can see, it's more technology companies inside of this ETF. 35%, which is the highest percent out of all the sectors they show here, right? So that's how you know when you look at an ETF, that's how you figure out what weight this ETF holds. What companies? Is it technology companies? Is it energy companies? Is it real estate companies? And they have a multiple different ETFs that you can choose from. But let's scroll a little bit more. I'm just trying to give you the basics right now. Inside of here, they show you the top 10 holdings that's inside of this ETF. We got Nvidia, Apple is inside of this ETF, right? Microsoft, Amazon, Broadcom, Alphabet A, Alphabet C, both of them are Google, Meta Platforms, which is Facebook, Tesla, and Berkshire Hathaway, which is Warren Buffett's company, right? And then to the right of that, it gives you the nickname, the symbol, the ticker symbol. Then to the right of that, it tells you what percentage of your money goes to each company, right? So for example, if you had a whole share of this VOO Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, $635.08 or 15 cents to keep changing. Then when you come down here, 7% or 7.37% will go to Nvidia. 7.07% will go to Apple of your money, right? 6%, 3% of Amazon, 3% of Broadcom, so forth and so on. So your money was split. That's why it's lowering the risk, right? Because it's spread out. Instead of being invested in one company, you're spread out amongst hundreds of companies, sometimes thousands, depending on which ETF you pick. And again, you just go to the side over here in the right hand corner, buy VOO, order type, market, buy order, buy in dollars, put the amount, click review your order. It'll show you and it'll tell you the fractional. If you're not spending $635 to get the whole share, if you put in $5 or $50 or $100, it'll show you how much of that you got. It'll show you in a fraction, right? So it's just that simple. So I want you to pause this video, rewind the video, do what's needed, and get invested today, right? And if you got any questions, leave a comment. I am creating a course that goes into further detail about Robinhood and how to maneuver around and some of the different things on here, retirement accounts, the crypto. But you can also just search yourself. Take your time, read around, feel it out. You can invest with $1 if you want to just test the waters and see how everything works, right? But what you have to do, you have to get busy. So point number 8, how long should you be investing for, right? I get this question a lot, right? Investing works best when you think in years, right? Not in weeks. Short-term up and downs are normal. Always remember that. Selling because of fear is how people lose. You don't just sell because the stock market is going down unless you have a horrible stock, right? So always remember this. Time in the market beats timing the market, meaning constantly investing in the market always beat trying to figure out the perfect time to invest. That's never the case. You want to just be in the market constantly investing. That's the best advice I can give you. So point 9, taxes and investing frequently asked questions. I'm not going to spend too much time on this in this video, but yes, investing involves taxes, right? You're usually taxed when you sell for a profit. So when you sell your stock for a profit, long-term investing often has better tax treatment, meaning when you're investing longer, you get taxed more if you do a short investment and then sell, right? Dividends also may be taxable in certain situations, right? Taxes mean you made money. That's what I say. They're not a reason to avoid investing at all. And again, I'm not going to get too deep into taxes in this video, but that's the gist of it. So last but not least, I want you to make your first investment today, right? Don't wait any longer, right? This is an action moment, right? Don't rush it. Take your time, but make your investment. If you've watched this whole video, right, you now know enough to get started with your first investment. You don't need to wait anymore. You don't need permission, right? You don't need more videos. Make your first investment today, even if it's small. Remember, you can invest $1, $5, $50, $100, whatever you want, because you can buy fractional shares in Robinhood. The first investment isn't about trying to get returns, right? If you're just getting started, you want to just become an investor. You want to get started and build the habit, right? So get invested ASAP. So if this video helped you, like the video and subscribe, right? Do me that favor, right? I break down investing, money, financial literacy as best I can in simple and plain English, step by step, right? Stay tuned for plenty more videos, right? So just start small, stay consistent, let time work for you, man, and get busy.